Honorable Speakers, I thank the Honorable Member for his questions. Honorable Speaker say the Mangroves Development Project in the Rewa Delta is co-funded by the International Tropic Timber Organization and the Fijian government through the Ministry of Forestry. The project commenced in September 2015 for the specific duration of 36 months, ending on September this year, 2019. However, I'm happy to advise this August House that the ITTO has extended the project for another 10 months until the end of July 2020. The total cost of the project is $387,511 in US dollars, approximately 847,970 Fijian dollars. Of this amount, ITTO's contribution is 310,576 US dollars, equivalent to 679,617 Fijian dollars, while the ministry contributes the balance of 168,353 Fijian dollars, which is mainly for administration costs, including staff wages. The main objectives of these projects are to address problems associated with increasing population, leading to excessive pressure on coastal and mangrove wetlands resources within the provinces of Rewa and Thailand. The coastal and mangrove wetlands, generally referred to as the Rewa Delta, comprising approximately 35,238 hectares, is a major source of livelihood for the communities in the area. Importantly, the project aims to protect the entire coastal ecosystem that supports riparian flatlands. Honorable Speaker say, the target communities include the villages of Natila, Waigoka, Nasilai, Naivakavau in the Taileru province, and Narodake and Moanaira in the Rewa province. These communities are being empowered to practice sustainable mangrove management and to protect and improve the quality of the coastal ecosystems. Honorable Speaker say, by the end of this project, it is expected that the communities will help reduce the pressure from the overutilization of coastal and mangrove wetland resources. In addition, at least 100 hectares of the degraded area in the selected demonstration site would be rehabilitated with appropriate coastal tree species to support ecosystem services and human well-being in the long term. Honorable Speaker say, from a national perspective, the project will demonstrate sustainable policy programs and activities that can be amplified in other river systems and communities that live in coastal wetland and mangrove areas in Fiji and the Pacific region. Honorable Speaker say, another increasingly important outcome of this project is to build the capacity of mangroves, seagrasses, and salt masses to sequester carbon dioxide from the atmosphere as part of climate change mitigation and adaptation. Of all the biological carbon, also termed as green carbon, captured in the world, 55% is captured by mangroves, seagrasses, salt masses, and other marine living organisms, which are also known more specifically as blue carbon. Mangroves, salt masses, and seagrasses form much of the Earth's blue carbon sinks. This coastal vegetation squeezes the carbon far more effectively, up to 100 times faster and more permanently than terrestrial forests. What that means, Honorable Speaker said, is this project will directly contribute to Fiji's ability to trade in carbon and mitigate the impacts of climate change. Honorable Speaker said, the developments that have taken place through this project over the years include, firstly, capacity building and empowerment through training to communities on tree seed collection, raising and planting of seedlings. From the trainings provided, the communities have adopted and implemented alternate livelihood options, therefore decreasing over-dependence on mangrove resources. The communities are also empowered economically, as many individuals have started raising seedlings and selling these for income. The project itself has also purchased excess seedlings from these communities to plant in other areas. Secondly, the project has established permanent nurseries in all the project sites. These nurseries are aimed at supplying nursery stock on a permanent basis, even after the completion of the project. The nurseries have a wide variety of seedlings that include coastal species, fruit trees, and native trees. Honorable Speaker, the replanting of these trees will also bring back those traditional fruit and medicinal trees that were previously present in the Rewa Delta, but were lost over time or remain scarce now. In addition, this has also created employment, as all the 6 villages have a nursery attendant paid to maintain stock in the nurseries. Thirdly, Honorable Speaker, the project has established nursery distribution centers in Burambasanga in Rewa and Bunibibi Hill in Nausori. These nursery distribution centers will cater for requests from communities residing in Rewa and Tailevu provinces. It will also support the government's tree planting initiative under the 4 million tree in 4 years program. Honorable Speaker, another long-term benefit is that the communities will have their very own fieldwood farms in the backyard. Mangroves will be restored, bringing back all the brackish water marine species which women in the Delta had relied on in the past to generate income, especially with the sale of crabs. Fruit trees will be another source of income for them as well, and the communities in the Delta will be protected against strong waves and rising sea levels, as the restored mangroves will provide an important layer of natural protection for the coastal villages. In conclusion, Honorable Speaker, the IPTO project will result in significant benefits to the communities and to Fiji as a whole. Thank you.